What's your favorite scary movie?
Goddamn fucked up horror picture.
What is going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Reel Hunting. We're in for the good reels, so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad, the BrettMan's right over there. A couple guests with us tonight for an awesome show, Flicks with the Fellas episode. We're watching Strangers Pray at Night because it's an anniversary for it tonight, or actually yesterday, sorry. So we have some people here to help us watch the movie here. Obviously, Destiny's a big fan of this movie. You could almost call this a rematch of a Slash It Out from a long time ago, but this one's going to be more in detail because we're watching the damn thing. She's going to be on the side of the, favoring this movie. Braden, I got Braden over here. He's kind of on my team. We're going to talk about, we don't like this movie throughout.
He's
but,
kind of
we'll
on your team. What kind
mind.
of team chemistry is that? Kind of?
Yeah, I mean, it's good, man. Yeah, he is kind of on my team.
Dude,
is it official tag team or is it kind of like a partner? Is this kind of like a...
Be grateful we found you a partner, okay? Because as y'all were on Fear Freaks on Wednesday, Braden just said, yeah, that movie's okay. I just immediately went, uh-oh, we found our guy. We found our guy. And I told Destiny, he said, Destiny, get Braden on here. And that's how we got both of them on here. And we appreciate the Fear Freaks movie podcast for being on. Braden and Destiny, how are you all doing tonight?
Here. Happy to be here. Ready to fight? No.
Yeah.
Ready to talk civilly and maturely.
Yeah, that.
Get out of here.
What she said. No, but seriously, thank you guys for having me back on. I think that, this is is this my third time or second time on the channel?
Like I want to say third time.
Third time? Okay. Well, thank you for having me back. Excited to be here. I bought the Blu-ray specifically for this watch along, so $7. I got it today, just some pre thoughts. I've seen this movie once. I saw it I think in 2019, like a year after it came out, and I don't really remember liking it all that much. So, I'm excited to watch it again, but I have a feeling that it's going to just re-spark everything I didn't like about it the first time. So I want to apologize in advance on any commentary that I make throughout the course of the stream that may just kind of be out there. Like if characters make stupid ass decisions in this movie, because as far as I remember, there are scenes where if a character has access to something, the movie can be fucking over. And I'm pretty sure they do have access to these things. So we're going to talk about it, though. We'll talk about it. I'm excited. So, but thank you guys for having me here. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Well, don't thank us just yet because you might not make it at the end of this stream with that kind of freaking talk.
Tonight might be the end of Destiny and I's friendship. I'm not going to lie. Depending on how many of these I have, it might the friendship might be over tonight. So
no, yeah, this could be the last time I'm on anyone's stream.
Well, what the hell? I'm on your team.
Okay, I guess that's not fair to take you down. You would have to start a separate channel, though, for me to come back. But I couldn't be involved.
That's true. Yeah,
we do have Back from the Dead for this. Does that still count?
It would have to move. I'm sorry. I know. But
that's going to Back for the Dead channel. But you know what? We're going to chug our way through this thing. We're going to have a good time, and it's going to be a fun time. It's just going to be fun. Okay. And I'm excited to see it.
Well, I hope it's going to be fun. But let me say hello to people in the chat. We'll do our spiel of thanking everybody and we'll go ahead and hit play. So go ahead and get your all's movies ready to set at 0 seconds as I do all of that. So let's go ahead and check out the chat. Brad, we got 2 brand new YouTube membership members here. Let's highlight them. We got Tatum Gives Love That Sub Tatum, who's a patron of ours, who's now also... Oh, Brandon's got a question.
You could finish your thing. I was just raising my hand to let you know that I do indeed have a question.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me finish this. Oh, God. I was like, okay. Brother Fluff. Brother Fluff is a YouTube member now, along with his Patreon. So, welcome, Brother Fluff. Thank you so much for all the support. We got Lamontre. What's going on? We got Adrian James. Yo, Adrian, how you doing? We're going to be watching Strangers Pray at Night, And then we got Gory Tiger. What's going on? Robert the Wolfman's in the house. Speaking of Tatum, Tatum is here. How are you doing, Tatum? Gory, unfortunately, this is not streaming, so you have to have like
That's
a
on
copy
Stars.
in your hands.
It's
it is on Stars. Yeah, you're right.
Which they have a free trial, I believe, but yeah, it's on Stars.
Yeah, so you have 5 minutes to get that free trial started. And then let's see here. We got Mafachi. What's going on? How do you not love this movie? That's going to be me and Destiny's job to do. We got Russell. What's going on? And let's see here. Tatum loves all of our Scream trivia videos. Thank you so much for that. And of course, we got the lovely Mia, our last Scream warrior. What's going on there, Mia? And then, yes, thank you, Atanas. Please, no spoiler or any Scream 6 talk in the chat. Trust me, we got plenty of spoiler streams next week on all of our Circles channels. So I'm sure Fear Freaks will do an episode on the Scream spoilers. Me and Brad are going to be doing one on Tuesday. I know Matt's got his on Wednesday night. So trust me, you got your streams coming up for Scream 6 spoilers. So please do not spoil the movie because it's still fresh and we want to make sure everybody gets an opportunity to watch it. All right, and then Braden, let's go with your question.
Well, my question was just simply, are we doing the theatrical or the unrated version?
Ooh.
I was also curious to that because I have it pulled up right now.
Okay. Yeah, because I have 2 versions on the main menu. I have theatrical, unrated.
Okay,
mine's an hour and 25 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah, mine's the same thing. I wonder why, Brad. It's our little secret. So if y'all want to hit the unrated cut real quick and see what the time length on that is, because that is an excellent question.
So I clicked on the theatrical one and it's an hour, 25 minutes and 38 seconds. So
okay, that's the theatrical cut.
Okay.
Yeah. So great call, Braden. Great question. I could tell you're an A+ student with such a good question. So we are watching the theatrical cut tonight. So let's see here. And oh yeah, of course we gotta thank these lovely people. These are our real hunters. They are the official backbone of this channel. They make the channel run. They make everything go smooth. If I tell them to wear 3 different masks in the stock of family in the trailer park, they would do that for us. So if you want to be a part of that freaking group and terrorizing people in the trailer park, be sure be sure the Patreon link is in the description down below. Select on it, hit a tier. Any tier would be just fine. So you all can be a real hunter today. And they're also got our YouTube membership program. So if you are scared of Patreon for every reason, or for whatever reason, you can select our YouTube membership. It's easy to sign up for, so you all can still be a real hunter today.
Yes, absolutely. And if you can't be on Patreon or the membership, that's fine. Just being here, liking the videos, sharing the content, commenting, all that stuff helps out tremendously. So we appreciate all of that as always.
Yeah, abso-freaking-lutely. So let's see here. And let's go ahead and go with our movie fact card real quick because I know we're getting ready at the 10-minute mark. So let's see here. The Strangers Pray at Night was released on March the 9th of 2018. Again, had a 5-year anniversary yesterday. IMDb gave it a 5.2 out of 10. Letterboxd a 2.7 out of 5, where most of the votes come in at a 3. The critics, 39%, and the audience, 35%, with a budget of $5 million, with a domestic box office of $25 million and a global of $31 million. So great success. And the director is by Jonay. I'm going to butcher the hell out of this. Jonaise Roberts, and the cast is Bailey Madison, Lewis Pullman, Martin Henderson, Christina Hendricks, and of course, if you are a fan of horror movies and killer flicks, so you know this man well, Damien Mathey, playing the man in the mask right there. So those are our movie fact cards. Are you all ready to rock the theatrical cut?
Actually, I had one thing I was going to say about that card, Bertie, is that I think that 35% of the people, I think the 35% of the audience it's got to all be people I know. Because, it was actually kind of challenging to find somebody that didn't like this movie. So I think that literally I know all 35% of the people who like this movie.
Shut the hell up. All right. I'm getting ready. Destiny, this is the part now where you're allowed to be unleashed and just school these fools over here. So we're freaking ready to go. We hope everybody in the chat is ready to go. So I'm going to start it down with the countdown. I'm going to say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. If you all will hit play. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and play.
Here we are. That's what we've been waiting for.
Everyone sees the Universal logo, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
I didn't realize that this was Universal, honestly. Like when I put in the Blu-ray and I saw the Universal pre-logo coming up, I was like, oh shit, this is Universal, huh?
Yeah, so that means it's a pretty big deal there, Braden.
Thought it was Disney.
What?
It's kind of like a Disney movie.
Oh my god.
Totally
Midtelek, what's going on? How are you doing? So I'm getting some more shout outs real quick. Jake Burnett, what's going on, man? How was the 4DX experience? It was badass. I at least recommend everybody to go to a 4DX showing at least once. And I will recommend a action movie and one scary movie to do that with.
Bert got moist.
Yeah, I did. And then Blu-ray Addict, what's going on, man? So Destiny, I know Braden gave his initial thoughts on about how he felt about the movie. So what about you? What made you love this movie so much?
Well, I guess to start off, I would say to give these guys a smidge of credit. The first time I watched this movie, I was not a fan. I did not like it at all because I love The Strangers. That movie I still think is really unsettling. And so whenever I watched this in 2018 on Redbox, I was like, what the fuck? Why did they do all of this? Like, why did they change it so much? And then I remember seeing a clip of the ending on Twitter one day. And so I was like, I'm going to rewatch and give it another chance. And I had a completely different experience on my second watch. I started to really enjoy it. And then by like the third watch, I was like, I love this movie. And then every time I watch it, for me, it just gets better. It's one of my comfort movies now. And I will agree, yeah, characters make stupid decisions. Yeah, some of it's maybe not the best. But when you go watch almost like every movie ever, characters make stupid decisions. It happens. If you go watch 80 slashers, dumb, but people still love those. So therefore, I love this callback to 80 slashers movie. That may have some dumb moments, but I still love it. I don't care. And I will keep defending it rationally.
Yeah, especially with this opening scene right here. Just go ahead and setting a certain tone. Like this ain't going to be a jolly good time for these characters.
No, it doesn't look like they're going to be having any fun.
Yeah, so Brad, oh my gosh, shut up, Brad. Okay, Brad, real quickly, because as this intro, everything's getting ready to get set up here. What are your initial thoughts about this movie?
Contrary to popular belief here, I don't hate the movie. I've said it many times. I've kind of leaned into that a little bit. I think it's fun enough. It's decent. You can have a good time with it. The score is good. It's got some good moments of music. A couple good kills. Some. You can have a good enough time with it. I just don't like the tonal shift. I like you. I like the first movie quite a bit. That was one of my favorite movies from the early 2000s because of how scary and tense it was. And this tonal shift is a little bit much. And to me, at the time it came out, 2018, not long after Stranger Things came out, and everybody was going 80s, man. Everybody was doing 80s something. Summer of '84 came out around the same time, I think, as well. A lot
And
of
that was
stuff
our
like
slash
that.
it out, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. So to me, this kind of just felt like a cheap attempt to cash in on that 80s nostalgia that everybody was hitting at the time. We'll see it in the opening credits here in a minute. The opening title looks exactly like Stranger Things, like the S and everything. They throw in some 80s soundtrack, which is great. It's awesome. It's entertaining. But I was just confused the first time watching this because I was like, is this actually set in the 80s? Or like, because I didn't know. I was like, the first movie was set in like 2007. So it didn't make any sense. So I don't know, man. I have some issues. Obviously, the characters we'll talk about plenty, but yeah, like I said, I don't hate it. I don't despise it. I don't think it's horrible. It's just not that great to me.
So,
All right.
Okay. Very quickly, I'll do my initial thoughts on it. I wasn't the biggest fan of this movie either, just because I was setting these expectations from the first Strangers movie. Where's the thrill ride, the dark tone, and the atmosphere? So I kind of treated it differently. Kind of like Destiny. On the second watch, I knew what I was getting myself into, so I kind of left that expectations out the door, and that's where I really enjoyed it for what this movie is. Yes, it does have bad character decisions making, but you know what? It's a freaking horror movie, Brad. What do you want them to do? All of them be smart? No freaking way.
Well, yeah.
I'm glad that they made some of the decisions, because again, what would we do in their shoes? Would we be making those same decisions? You don't know until that situation presents itself.
Yeah.
And of course,
I just don't like the excuse of
Madison.
I don't like giving it the excuse of just because it's a horror movie makes it okay for people to make bad decisions. I think that leans into just the stereotypes of the genre. Let's put some creativity out there. Let's let the characters be smart, and do things that make sense. It's just some of these decisions we see go beyond the norm. Now this lead here, though, I really like, and this is actually my first time seeing this since X. So I'm excited to see Martin Henderson here tonight.
Oh my god!
Dude, this was Martin Henderson before the offense of X.
Looking good as hell. Oh my god. Okay, he looks fine in the ring. He has the weird hair. This movie, I was like, well, and then of course an X, amazing. So I was really happy when he was cast in an X. I was like, oh hell yes. I get to see my boy again. Absolutely.
What's this teenager from? What's this dark-haired teen? I can't think of where the heck she's from right now.
Dude, I know exactly what you're thinking about. You're thinking about Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, aren't you?
What?
You're thinking about
No, I'm talking about the teenager, the young girl. Not
Bailey Madison.
Yeah.
She was in she was in the new Pretty Little Liars show. She is also in Wizards of Waverly Place. She was in Bridge to Terabithia. She was in Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, that movie that came out in like 2010s, around there. She's been in a lot of stuff. Oh, Just Go With It. She's in Just Go With It.
There you go. Just Go With It. I really know her from.
Mm-hmm. And
yes.
I will just say that she is really damn good in this movie, and I wish she did more horror movies, or she comes back making these type of horror movies, because I feel like she is really, really talented.
Yeah, I liked her performance in this movie a lot. I think as an actress, she did a really good job.
And Lewis Pullman, saw him in Top Gun Maverick. I was really happy to see him in a movie that was huge. And so whenever I was watching it, and I was like, oh my god, please be okay. Please be okay. So I was really happy to see him in there.
He was in Top Gun Maverick?
Yeah, he plays, I don't remember his name. But
oh my god, it just clicked.
He has glasses.
It just clicked. Yeah,
Bob.
Holy shit. Dude, that's crazy. 4 years later, he gets to go from this to Top Gun Maverick, who might be winning some Oscars. Like the movie, not him. But
I was like, I'm just gonna roll it. Any relation to Bill Pullman here? Because that guy's a legend.
I think so. I think because I found a fan account of his, and it was him and an older person, so I'm assuming it's probably his dad or something.
Let me take a gander here.
take a gander there. And then Danner's here. What's going on there, Danner? How are you doing? Oh my gosh, Jake. Yes, I would love to have a cup. Not only that, if there is a bucket, I am desperately looking for the bucket more than I am for the cup. If there is a chance, I will pay you for it. I will pay shipping. If you can get a hold of it, I will pay you.
So is there a second bucket out, Birdie, or is that what's going on with that?
No, it's AMC's version of the bucket, not the Cinemax one.
So there is a different bucket.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I'm a sucker for the 10 buckets.
Oh, it's one of the 10 ones. Cool.
Yes. Like, I still have my all-time favorite one of No Way Home in my kitchen.
Oh, look, I can find his agent info right here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Danner, have a great time, man. Hopefully you really enjoyed the movie, man. Like, he had to travel through snow to get to his theater, so I know Danner's ready.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I saw that picture.
Heck yeah. Enjoy the movie, Danner.
Mm-hmm.
I got tickets for 5:00 tomorrow night. I'm going to see it in Dolby.
Nice. Yeah, you're gonna feel that Dolby effect. I'll tell you that for sure.
Dude, every time they do the Dolby intro, before the movie starts, showing the difference, and they do the splash of water going over it, rumbles across the whole thing. It's so. I'm just like, holy shit, this is awesome.
I always like Dolby more than IMAX, just because
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the screen is it's fantastic in IMAX, but once you get so big, it's just it's just a big screen. But the sound in Dolby is fantastic. It is. Bill Pullman's his dad, by the way. That's cool as hell. He just went up in my book.
That was right.
Oh, so we might be turning Brad into a freaking Strangers Pray at Night fan at the end of this.
Now let's not get ahead of ourselves, Birdie. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, so it's just in case y'all want to know what's going on. Bailey Madsen is not happy with Mommy Dearest because she's a little bit of a rebel. So not been making the best of decisions, even though that rebel attitude saves her life later.
Somebody fill me in. Why are they going to this trailer park exactly again? I can't remember. I know they were talking about it, but I missed it.
The aunt and uncle lived there, and I think they own the whole place. And so they're driving to take her to a boarding school. And so they're stopping there along the way.
Dude, I tell you though, nothing beats that setup for the first Strangers movie though. Where they just show up in the middle of the night, and it's all awkward and stuff because she gave him the deny. And he's got the roses and stuff thrown around. That was a good setup. And you really just don't know what's going on. It takes a minute for all that to come to. But dude, this atmosphere is good. I'll give it that.
Dude, it's so freaking good. And plus, with the $5 million budget, you can obviously tell they invested in the camera work.
Yeah, I'll give it the atmosphere. Atmosphere is good. I like the good foggy shots and stuff. The title card, like you guys were saying, is definitely very 80s,
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think this movie takes place in the 80s. That's
No, because she has a phone.
Right.
That's what's weird about it.
Which is why it's
Did you complain about It Follows having the shell phone? We didn't know the setting of that movie, and we didn't care.
Well, that movie was set up. They literally set that with that in mind. That was an intentional decision to make people wonder when that movie was set, because there's old ass movies in it. There's new technology. It's something that's kind of a character. This just feels kind of weird being a movie set in modern time with all 80s nostalgia everywhere you see.
80s nostalgia. And if I remember correctly, this is what I'm talking about. They have access to cell phones that work. They have access to a vehicle that can drive, and they have access to a gun.
No, their cell phones don't work.
Do they not work?
No, because if you watch the movie, we'll get there, and their cell phones do not work.
Okay, well,
I personally like that it's an 80s callback, because I don't know, Victor Crowley, I feel like that can be considered an 80s slasher sort of throwback type movie, or Hatchet in the Hatchet franchise.
And plus to add on to that too, like with that, yes, they do have like their cell phones and all that, but yeah, kind of like what Desi said, they don't work, so it automatically turns our modern time into an 80s feel without the use of their cell phone. So it's like they're transforming this movie into an 80s setting.
Yeah, it just doesn't work for this franchise though, because like I mean, it works like if you want to do an homage to 70s movies like X did, perfect. That works because it's set in the 70s. You give it a 70s soundtrack, you give it a 70s cinematography, everything about it flows. It makes sense. But this is like they're forcing the Strangers movie to be an 80s movie when it's not. It's a modern movie. It's just weird. It's just funky.
Well, I
It's
feel
fun.
like The Strangers is sort of. I feel like The Strangers has more of like a 70s vibe, and like the color palette of it is very warm tone and like almost like fall tones, which I feel like a lot of 70s movies had. And so I personally feel like it would make sense for them to kind of shift that into the 80s, even though, yeah, like it also makes sense. It's like 2007, but it gives me a 70s feel. Just like this one, which this one, yeah, is definitely more heavy handed. Like the soundtrack, the colors, everything. But I like that they took it in a different direction rather than just getting the
Yeah.
first movie. I'm curious about these new movies. I'm not going to get my hopes up for them, even though I love the first two. But I'm excited to see like the new ones whenever they come out. All fucking
They're
three of them, I guess.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
they're making three,
I'm
right?
the only concern.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're making three, and they actually shot all three back to back to back. So they completed all three movies in one go, which that to me is a little bit of a concern. But I'm
Are
not like I'm still excited about it, and but my concern is that, and we have no idea like what the story is going to be like.
Are they going
Yeah, I mean,
theatrical
Fear
or are they going
Street. What are you saying, Brad?
are they going theatrical or are they going to Netflix or something?
I
You
don't
know?
think anything's been said. I
Mm.
would imagine theatrical though, or at least maybe the first one and see how it does. But like the Fear Street movies were all shot back to back to back within like 3 months. And
That's
I mean,
very true.
obviously, you have to have a good amount of detail, and those movies tie in together. So I think it works in its favor that it's shot so close together. So I hope they're at least good. I'm just, when they said three, I was like, whoa,
Yeah, too
just
much.
one at a time, maybe.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
and
right. I do.
unfortunately, oh, go ahead, Brad.
I was going to say Rennie Harlan is directing the new one. I was going to ask if there was a director, and I do remember that. That's kind of exciting because he did Nightmare 4, as well as these movies here, Die Hard 2 and Deep Blue
Deep Blue Sea,
Sea, I
man.
guess.
So, dude, that already gets me more excited. We got is Tamara home? Okay, dude, the freaking lighting on that just to not reveal her at all. Spot on with the camera work there. The Destiny, let me just ask around. Destiny, you first. Which one is your favorite? The Man in the Mask, Dollface, or Pinup Girl?
I think in the first one, I would probably say Dollface. In this one, I would probably say Man in the Mask because he gets to do
More.
cooler stuff
Mm-hmm.
just because of one scene in particular. So I would definitely say the Man in the Mask. But in the first one, I think Dollface is really fucking scary.
Braden?
I like Man in the Mask in both movies. I don't know. There's just like something about like the sack mask that just like I'm always
Braden just loves a sack.
exactly. See, now you got me, Brett. But yeah, I'm just a big fan of that guy. So.
Mm-hmm. Brad, before we get to yours, I want to say hello to our friends of Jamie Hart. How are you doing? Jamie has not seen this movie. Highly recommended. And me and Destiny will tell you why. And while Brad and Braden will try to ruin your fun. So Jamie, thank you for hanging out with us. And then Ashton, what's going on, my friend?
Hello and welcome.
Yeah, so Brad, who are your favorites?
I agree with Braden. Actually, I think it's the Man in the Mask is the one that just stands out to me. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I recognize the sack. As because it's it reminds me of
Brad
Jason.
loves
I
the
don't
sack
know.
too.
Get the sack counter out, buddy. I'll tell you how many sacks are in there. But I like I don't know. Just maybe it's because it reminds me of Jason. I don't know. But it's just the one. Anytime I think about these movies, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Either one of them.
Yeah.
But the Tamara one's
the
pretty
first,
creepy though.
Oh yeah. The first movie it's definitely goes to the Man in the Mask. For like it's Man in the Mask for both, but with the second one, with this one that we're watching, I actually really enjoyed Tamara a lot. Just because like she plays a lot of psychological games in this, and she could be to me, she almost scares me just as much as the Man in the Mask does in this movie. But Damien Maffei might be watching this one day, so I gotta talk good about my boy Damien. So I picked the Man in the Mask. Definitely for both. For the first one, it's definitely Man in the Mask.
Yeah, man. Well, okay. Let me ask a roundtable question, man.
Oh, sorry.
You guys like this one or the first one more?
Definitely this one.
This one.
The first one.
Or else why would
I'm
we
with
doing
you.
these particular teams?
Well, I didn't know if maybe you still like you like this one, but maybe you still like the first one more. I didn't know.
Oh, I love the first one just because, like Destiny said, like it's so realistically. That's why it's so scary because it could legit happen to anybody. Like it's a real life, like again, based off true events. How true, I don't know, but it's still a scary situation.
This one kind of falls into, in my opinion, sequelitis because it's like bigger. There's this whole trailer park and everything that they have, whereas the first movie is just really in that house, right? It's like a home invasion type of movie. So it's like this one kind of falls into it's bigger. They try to do some more elaborate stuff, and in my opinion, that's what I'm more of a sucker for. Like, I get it. This is a secluded trailer park.
Originals.
Literally, nobody's freaking around right now, right? Like, this is a very secluded area. But I think that the first one is just more that classic home invasion movie, and that's what I'm more of a fan of. And the first one, in my opinion, is just a lot scarier. So,
Definitely, I definitely think it has that horror element to it. This one does up the cast. There's more characters throughout. But that first one,
question: ain't that what a sequel's supposed to do? So they at least filled the sequel blueprint of this movie, and plus they wanted to stand out and be different, and that's what this movie definitely does, and I appreciate it for it.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about.
Oh yeah,
that's not too bad. A little creepy. This is just these guys got to be aware of the surroundings though, which they're not. They're not aware of the surroundings. So, but anyway, So that's kind of what I was saying. Just kind of seconding what Braden said there. Yeah, this does a lot of the sequel things, which it's to be expected. That's not a bad thing per se, but dude, that first one was creepy as hell. Now it does kind of lose some of its appeal after the first watch because you know what's going to happen. It's not as intense. The first movie I'm talking about. But it's still like, that one was kind of a game changer when it came out. Like, that was really one of the biggest like home invasion movies of that time, kind of paving the way for a few things that came out after it. And again, this doesn't do anything like that. It doesn't really move the needle in any direction. It's a fun, ride, but it's.
Well, they are making the trilogy, so it did something, Brad.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I just think like this setup is just boring. Like, I don't give a fuck about any of this right now. So, and that's just my opinion. Like, I'm just like sitting here and I'm just like, dude, come on. Okay, there's a knock at the door. So let's see how this progresses from here.
Let's see where it goes.
Well, you're about to have your fun pants on here in a little bit. Before we get that, we got freaking Steve. What's going on, Steve? How are you doing, man? Saying, hi, y'all. Sorry to say, but Team Braden and Brad, I really hated this film. Damn it, Steve. But no, Steve, I'm glad you're here. Hopefully you're doing good, buddy. And then Jamie says she loves the first one. I'm looking forward to watching this one. Abso-freaking-lutely, and I hope you enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, dude. Enjoy it. Now we're just repeating freaking situations here. These people come up to the door for the second time asking about Tim. We've already done this.
They're just analyzing the situation before they attack.
Well, they should have done it better the first time. You never have to go back up for a second analyzation.
You go literally right back up to the same house, except somebody different answers. And it's just like, no, Tamara wasn't the first time. She's not.
No, hold up. To be fair, they do that in The First Stranger. She just doesn't answer the door. Because he's the one that answers the first time. They come back and knock again. She just is too scared to answer the door.
To be fair, I wouldn't have answered the door either. So,
I would have answered
And
the
to
first
be fair,
time,
it's
dude.
a cat and mouse game. That's the whole point of the movie.
Plus, what they thought that was their the aunt and the uncle, like just checking in on them and see how they were doing and all that. Even though the aunt and the uncle aren't doing very well, but
I don't know. Maybe they look through the damn window. At least they fixed the lighting situation. They'll be good to go now.
Right now, just in case she comes back, maybe they'll be able to see her freaking face.
All right. And Destiny, I will admit right now, I am a little disappointed that you are not rocking the same shirt as Bailey Madison's rocking right now.
I don't have that shirt.
Oh, wait, I could have sworn you had. Oh, sorry. I'm getting that mixed up with another shirt. My fault.
I have a Led Zeppelin shirt that I cut to do whenever I did that.
Yeah.
Look.
Sorry, that's what I was thinking.
But I don't have that one.
Yeah, I got that mixed up. But man, look at this brother-sister bonding before all hell's about to break loose.
Decent moment.
You're decent.
Thanks, Birdie. I appreciate that.
No problem. I just tell you how it is.
I consider
yeah,
myself
and
a
we're
decent
about
man.
to get to one of the great scenes to this movie, the pool scene. We will get to our thoughts about how amazing that scene is. It's the most talked about scene in this movie, or one of the most talked about scenes in this movie.
You just said the pool scene?
The pool scene.
Yeah, I will give it that. I do love that scene a lot too. So I think that
cool.
is a great scene.
It's a cool scene, man.
Even though I will say right now, Lewis Pullman does kind of look like a good value Tom Holland right now. So it is kind of throwing me off a little bit. Like a taller Tom Holland.
He's not no great value, nothing.
He's himself, Brett, man. That's what he is. He's not a great value.
Okay.
This man is in an Oscar-nominated film, Birdie.
Yeah,
that is okay. I'm sorry. I'll put myself in timeout for a minute. How about that?
Why don't these mofos turn a damn light on?
Because they can see just fine.
It's not even that dark.
Yeah, it's not dark because of all the film lights that are around there shining in.
Or there's like lights in the street, like street lights.
No.
That's why those are there.
That light on the door right there is a street light, but the light over behind them, absolutely not.
It's a
what
dark
moon?
or not dark?
Yeah, I was about to say the
dark or
fucking
not.
moon.
The moon? They're in a
the
they're in
moon
a
can be
trailer.
bright.
Not that bright.
Listen, I don't care how dark
Hey,
or
we're
not
about to
dark
get
it is,
spring
man. You go
forward here, so it's about to get brighter at night now.
You go into a trailer like this, it's nighttime, you're going to turn on a light. Oh, damn dogs.
I can see better in the dark. I was born in it.
Get out of here. You merely adapted
You know what?
yourself to it.
I'm so disappointed that you just didn't do the voice. So, you
Oh,
didn't.
darkness is your ally. I was born in it. I was molded by the dark. Oh, I think we get our... Oh,
That's
no,
cool as hell.
no more berries. Yeah, I love this right here. Like, Brad, you're telling me, or Braden, to both. Like, you don't tell me you're going to get scared when you see random writings on the wall, or I'm sorry, on the window, and you don't know who did it.
But why is that there though? Only because it's there in the first movie. That this is a callback
It's
to
a
the first
scare
movie.
tactic.
You think about Yeah, but there's nobody to scare in there. They
So,
killed these
hold on.
people in their
These are the
sleep.
same three individuals.
Time out too.
Yeah, but
and you're telling me that they walked into this room and just didn't see this the first time they fucking walked in, walked right past this to the
Because they were
window.
distracted.
Nope. Doesn't work for me. Sorry.
First off, they would definitely they would definitely smell that 100%.
They
100%.
They do.
They go, what's that smell? They literally
Yeah.
Oh,
address
it
that.
would be as soon as they walked in the
It's
trailer.
right there.
Whatever.
Like, Brad, if you would like watch the fucking movie instead of hating on it, you can learn a thing or two.
I am watching it, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they could not be in that room.
Oh, and if you paid
Telling
attention here, you'll get to see the man in the Damascus truck. Or am I going ahead on that? Because I do remember there's a scene where you can see the truck in the background.
We might have already passed it.
I think so too, as they were running through the field.
Here's another one, guys.
What's going on, Killer? What's going on, Mel from My Killer Podcast? Mel, what do you think about this movie?
Now they split up. They say, hey, you know what? Our peeps just got murked. Let's split off in two different groups. And what are they looking to accomplish? Just to go look at these dead bodies? They've already confirmed it. They've already told you they're all cut up. There's
this
no
is the
reason
truck.
to go back.
Yeah, look. See, do you see the truck in the background?
Yeah.
Just for a split
Yes,
second.
it's there. It's very cool. But why are they splitting up, Birdie? Answer me this. Why are they doing that?
Dude, because it's a classic horror movie trope. It's like, again, we're getting that building that 80s
Does that excuse it,
slasher
though?
movie.
Does that make it okay that they do it?
Hey, better number, like freaking spread out. Like you get to search around
Why?
that whole area
What are they searching
twice as
for?
fast.
There's two other people and they're murked up. What are they looking for, Birdie?
Help.
They got their phones back in their trailer. Now, granted, I know,
We
look, they're
already
broken out, but
established
they
your
didn't.
phone don't work.
There it is.
No, they were
Okay.
working. They were on their phones earlier. They just took their phones from them. They definitely
They
worked.
were working, and then they left the phones. But that's what I mean. Like, there are certain things that they have access to that if they have, the movie's over. Had she have had her phone with her, that would have been it.
Okay,
No.
but that goes for like almost every modern movie now. There's always something that has to write off phones because that's just because people have phones now.
Yeah, but the
So,
reasonable thing to do would have been for all four of these people to go back to their own trailer together to get the phone.
I
to
agree
call for
with
help.
that. Whether or not they walked back together, their phones would
Right.
still be fucked. Their
Another
phones are
thing,
broken.
though, is that they easily could have. I mean, they're in a secluded trailer park. Like, they could have easily made it to where just signals go out and that's it. That would have been, honestly, in my opinion, more reasonable than this.
Well, I think this is better
That's just-
because they walk in there and then they notice the phones. They're like, what the fuck is going on? So this is like their first, I guess, like face-to-face sort of scare.
Mm-hmm. And Bailey Madison just sells it right now too.
This, Chris.
And Mel has not seen this one, so Mel, I suggest you watch it.
Bro, listen to me. If I turned around and saw that in my place, immediate punch in the fucking face. Immediately.
Well, while she's holding the knife, you can potentially die.
We didn't see that she was holding the knife right there. She could have pulled it out.
Not to mention,
All I gotta say is I would have had time to knock her ass clean out before she can pull out that knife. So,
Braden would have said, hey, fuck face.
exactly. You got it.
But again, until you get put in this scenario, you don't know what you would do.
I tell you one thing I would do for sure. If I came in my trailer after I just found my aunt and uncle murked and all my phones were busted, I would be vigilant. That's for sure. I wouldn't be letting somebody sneak up behind me like that.
And Braden, you're going to tell me you're going to fight this chick who legit busts down this door.
It's 2-1. It's 2-1. It's 2-on-1. They have the advantage here.
Yeah, but she has
be
the
4-on-1.
knife.
Yeah, it's 2-on-1.
So let's portray this in a situation to, like, you know, you and Destiny are on a team, Brad and I are on a team. If it's Brad and I in this situation right now, fuck yeah, we're going.
Well,
Okay, I I feel like there's. I know I talk a lot of shit, but I feel like there's a little bit of a disadvantage here. One of us here is 5'1".
Because I'm a fucking pussy. So like I'll let Desi do all the ass kicking. Like
One of us here is small. I'm not physically tough, but maybe
What do you guys
high
think about
jump
this?
kick.
What do you guys think about this music right here? Does it reduce the tension for
Love
you?
it.
Just adds a cool moment?
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love this
I'm
song. Live it up. This is my question on that trivia stream.
This is the
Live it
dumbest
up.
kill,
Mental as
dude.
anything.
No, man, like I just love like I'm a big sucker for them playing up tempo, happy kind of like music when dark shit's happening on screen.
Yeah, I like it. I like that actually. I do too. I was just curious.
Yes.
I do think the kill itself is dumb though. The way she just stands there and takes it.
Yeah.
Well, she knows she was screwed because she was just saving out for her daughter.
No, but
Well, why
she
not
could've
at least put up
turned
a fight?
dude. She literally could have turned around and fought. I'm sorry. Like, look at this. Could have turned around and fought. I would have.
Just
Oh,
if
there's
for
a
no
little
other,
smiley
like
face
you already
on
know
the
you're gonna
mailbox.
die. You already know you're gonna die, maybe. Okay, even if you lose the fight, but you at least put up that fight to buy your daughter some more time. You know, like don't just stand there and look the opposite direction and get stabbed in the back.
See, I also
yes,
feel
that-
like a shot like that, like, I mean, I get it. That's a cool shot of the smiley face on the mailbox and stuff, but that lingered way too fucking long, like on screen. Like, there was no reason for the push in on that for as long as it was. I'm just
I like
now
the fog,
looking.
though.
I'm just looking at it as from a technical standpoint now. Like,
Oh, yay.
Yeah, but Braden, this is a hour 25-minute movie, and the pacing for this movie is really solid.
That's not a bad point. I mean, it does move pretty. I mean, once you get past that setup, that is really
It's
not
such
that
an
important.
easy horror movie to watch at any time.
I like a good short horror movie. You know, I like that. If
Me
you can get
too.
it under an hour and a half, I like that.
It's such an easy watch. It flies right by. You know, sometimes I think it's just nice to have an easy watch sort of movie where you don't have to really think about it. You can just watch it and just have fun. And that's
Or
just how I
wait for
do
something
it.
to happen.
Now, I like this guy's. He tried to turn on the light. I like that. That's good news.
But
There.
another great example of a short horror movie y'all need to check out. It's the Haddonfield Nightmare. It's my buddy Brandon Timmons' baby Halloween H2O fan film that y'all need to check out for free on YouTube. And it is a paid advertisement. So, Braden, you can send my check whenever you're ready.
you got it. I'm going to send that to you as soon as we're done here. So you should expect 10 grand in your
Appreciate it.
account.
I am looking forward to taking that $2 check from you.
No, to kind of go back to what you guys were saying about this, I do agree. I think that after the setup, it gets like more fast paced. I'll give you guys that. That's definitely a point I can go ahead and agree with.
And I agree with Gory Tiger right here. Say the music makes it uneasy feel. Absolutely. Yeah, we get the classic 80s songs, but the actual like score they used to build up the tense scenes, really damn good.
Yeah,
and I also like the
It's
sound
actually pretty
effect
solid.
too, just because of that right there. Like, was just I believe that was a rock or a brick that was thrown, and the sound effect, like, just to make you skate, like, jump for a little bit, is solid.
I'm still hung up on the fact that these two dudes left the two ladies alone in the trailer to go out and do what? Like, what was their goal? I just don't get it.
To get weapons, to help, to fight if they need to fight.
They had all that
Which
back in
they're
the
getting ready to fight
in
now.
the trailer.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, one moment as we get our first shot of the men in the mask here.
Look at this. This looks cool though, with all the fog and shit. Like that. That's cool as hell. I like that.
Dude, that's like the fifth time you mentioned the freaking the fog. So you're helping proving our point with the atmosphere of this movie.
No, yeah, I'm telling you. When we did the review, or we never even did a review for this, did we?
No, we need to now.
That's always been something that I liked, is the foggy mood in this thing. It's cool.
Oh, here we go.
And
Here's
the
our
isolated
first look at
environment.
Demi Maffei in the mask. The man in the
There you go.
mask. God, that's so
Yeah,
good.
I like that. that's cool. And even that's cool too.
Yeah, I like this too.
See, Destiny's getting all choked up there. She can't talk with how great that
See-
scene is.
Yeah. It's so beautiful.
See, and I actually do like this scene quite a bit. This is a completely different kind of setup we got from the ladies back in the other trailer. Because these guys, I mean, they didn't really do anything. Like, aside from going to this trailer just to see the bodies for the second time, they didn't really do anything that dumb when they got there. They're there. You know, they tried to turn the lights on. They're there. They see the guy outside. They immediately close the door to get that separation. They try to find the weapons. I like that. That's all decent. And it's reasonable. I like what they're doing here.
Mhm. And plus,
Oh, no, it's this
another thing
man.
with the Man in the Mask too is just his weapon choice with an axe. We don't get like today's time, like we don't get a lot of axe goodness. Like the only other one I could think of around this time is the Year Next, with the lamb having the mask or with the axe.
I was thinking about that Rob Zombie Halloween 2 dream sequence we get.
Oh yeah, of course.
Love the
Braden
dream
loves
sequence in
Braden
that.
loves that movie.
I love the dream sequence of that movie. The rest of the movie can get fucked up with that dream sequence. So.
Braden, we'll say we're gonna have a round two because I didn't like how that one stream you all did the first time win. Because you're in full vacay and I couldn't help defend that greatness of a movie.
I'd have to jump ship on that movie. I think I'd have to jump on the other team.
I think this is also really well shot with her slowly walking up through the background to where she's out of focus and then she comes into focus. And I love the
I agree
part where
with that.
she's running up and you don't see the fence until she hits it and then you can see that there's a fence there. I think that's so well done. I think that is like just
Yeah.
great.
I agree with that. That was really cool.
Yeah, again, it's just once again great camera work and editing, and just direction too. It's because like Dollface right there could just runs very or walked very slowly, but instead she just does something different and speed up really quickly, which we don't see a whole lot of horror villains do. Oh,
Yeah,
now we're about to.
I don't mind
Now,
that.
we're about to get the best acted scene in the entire movie right here.
Well, his handprints come from.
It's her blood, man. But yeah, right here, Lewis Pullman's about to pull right here.
See,
But I mean, you do realize that this is like what this chick had to do, right? She had to dab the blood and put the handprints and stuff all over the walls. I don't know. I like the smiley face on the mirror, but I feel like that's about as far as it should have gone, in my opinion.
yeah, it's a little extra. But see, at that point, as I remember the first time I watched this, because that was a good scene. They find the mom dead in the bathroom. Okay, cool, that's decent. You start to feel a little bit of that rage that you want these characters to be feeling. So when they get an opportunity, they get the drop on one of these guys that they freaking slay them assholes. And we just don't get that. At least not the first time.
We are getting a damn good sound or score right now.
Yeah, I like this music.
Also, this is cool how you can see the man in the mask like run out at them because he's just off to the side.
Yeah.
Oh,
hey,
it's,
I'm not
it's
gonna
for a
lie,
split
dude.
second too.
That, because I got my headphones on, that fucking brick like just like threw me for a second. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it does come out of nowhere. That's a good little jump scare.
Yeah. I will say Buddy had good aim because he literally hit right on the fucking window.
Because Damien's the fucking man. He did that in one take. Actually, I had no idea. I'm just sucking up to Damien if he ever watches this. So
I love this too, how she's walking by and you can't really tell if someone's in there or not. She's just staring. And then I think we get a pretty somewhat decent chase scene with him fucking driving a truck.
Mm-hmm. And we haven't had a scene like this since like Jamie Lloyd in Halloween 5.
I recall them having a decent little scene in the first Strangers movie outside with the truck.
Yeah, it was
Was it, like,
when they were
crashing
trying to get in
into
the
him?
car to get away, and the truck ran
Yeah.
into the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just kind of makes me chuckle every time though, because like I'm like, when did these guys get obsessed with 80s music in their truck? Like, when did they get this freaking?
I listen to 80s music. Sue me.
No,
Yeah,
there's
Brad, what
nothing.
the
No.
hell?
There's nothing wrong with liking 80s music. It's just like they didn't do it in the first movie. It's just like they came across this badass 80s CD one day. Like that's just kind of what I think of whenever I hear it. Is I'm like, they're at a pawn shop one day. They run into this freaking kick-ass 80s soundtrack, and they're like, let's just put this on repeat in our truck, and we'll just play it when we're slaying people.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Holy
What now,
Jesus
Braden?
Christ.
Oh my god, that's fucking great. The only
Did
issue
you
I
bet-
have with that scene is that they put it in the trailer. Because I
That
remember watching the trailer for this, and
I never saw the trailer for this, so when I saw that, I'm pretty sure that got me the first time I saw it too. But I haven't seen this again since like 2019. That just honestly, genuinely got me. Fuck.
Well, guess what, Braden? I'm going to make a freaking YouTube clip of that, of your reaction right there, and share it.
Yeah, please
Because
do.
you proved our point that this movie has its scary moments.
I never said it didn't have scary moments. I just think that overall, it's not as good of a movie. It could have been really, really good, but it's just not as good as I think that it could have been. But that right there got me for sure. I admit to stuff like that. It got me. We all saw it.
And I agree with Destiny. I wish that wasn't shown in the trailer because I remember seeing this commercial a lot on the USA Network, and they always showed that scene. I was like, damn, they should have saved that.
It's effective.
Yeah.
They have a lot of good jump scares in this movie, man. The first movie was really all about dragging out that.
Yeah, like there's one particular scene that gets me every freaking time is when the truck runs into the trailer. We're about to get to that. That always used to scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, the first movie was really all about dragging that suspense out and making it really slow. And again, like I said, that does kind of limit its rewatchability. This one is more rewatchable probably because it's a little bit more, fun with its scares and things like that. It really, takes some of that suspense away and puts in the jump scares, which and I mean Braden's fallen for them. They're effective jump scares. They're doing a good job with them. So I mean, credit.
To be fair, I was looking down at you guys, and then I looked up and heard it. And when I looked
no, we don't need the excuses.
bullshit.
Plain and simple. That's it. That's all I need.
You're full of shit. You're full of shit.
This right here too. That looks so fucking good.
Dude, just the use of the I gotta ask it. Like, I would love to interview whoever is behind the camera.
Shots or something.
Yeah,
where they're both in focus at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Because that shit is hard to pull off. Like me and Brad always have a difficult time with it on our iPhones. But yeah, so I would love to talk to the people who edited this movie and shot this movie, like using them in the shadow. It's just all so well done.
I don't like this scene either, man. I think this is all a little silly.
The pool scene is definitely I would say the highlight of the movie. But I feel like this moment isn't talked about enough. When he just gets in there, he puts on Cambodia, which every time I play this song around my mom, she's like, this song wasn't even cool in the 80s. And I'm like, I don't care.
Well, it's cool now.
I'm telling you. They became obsessed with 80s music after the events of the first movie. I don't like this scene, though.
I have a killer soundtrack when you're going out to kill people, Brad.
He just gave his son the gun and said, go on, just leave me here to die. And the son's like, all right, cool, man. See you next Tuesday, but not really because you'll be dead. And he runs off. and then the dude just gets in. If those guys had half a plan and the guy was still sticking around to trap this guy's ass, he could pop back up with a gun and shoot him right in the head. Game over. Fine. But in fact, he did actually run off and leave his dad to die there, which I don't know.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do to protect your children, even if you have to sacrifice your own life.
Yeah, I mean, that's not exactly the point I was making, but you're right.
I was getting it there for you.
I'm going to go ahead and say it that the director of this movie is the guy that brought us the lovely film 47 Meters Down. This is his best film credit to date. I will say that. So,
Mm-hmm. And for great purpose too.
He also did Resident Evil, the newest one that was
Mhm.
in theaters, which I didn't see, but I didn't hear great things. And I'm
You
pretty
can
sure he
skip- you
did
can skip it.
Uncaged too. And I'm not the biggest fan of 47 Meters Down and Caged. I like the first one, not the second one though.
Mhm.
Oh,
Which
he
I
did
didn't know he
Uncaged. Didn't do
did.
the first one.
Huh?
He did the second one, not the first one.
I think he did both.
Yeah, I think
He
he
did
did
both?
both.
I know
like the
for
first one.
sure the first, but I think the second
first
one
one's
as
good.
well though. I think that's such a good death scene. Like it's so like simple, but it feels so real because like them things are sharp. It's called an owl, which I didn't even know what that was until I googled it.
Wait, who?
It's an no, not an owl. An owl.
It just irritates me when I was watching this because this guy literally just saw his wife murdered, and then he's just going to sit here and cry about this.
Well, he
until this
didn't
guy stabbed
see
him
his
slowly in the-
wife murdered.
Dude, he
Well,
saw
like,
the after effect. He saw his wife that was just murdered in this scene, and then he's going to sit there and cry about it as this dude slowly stabs him in the neck. I don't care if a fucking
He
boulder's
was
on my
fucking
legs.
emotional, man.
I'm going to put up a fight
another
until
thing,
the
though,
dude kills me.
too, is literally, yeah, like Brad was just saying, it's like he had both hands. He could have fought that man tooth and nail until, like, he eventually got a grip on him. He just sat there and just said, "No, please, no."
Because,
Like,
dude, did you not see what he had
I
in his
saw
freaking
what he
abdomen?
has in his stomach, but still,
I don't
it's
care.
like, you're still alive and you still can fight. That's all I'm saying.
He just saw
You
his
don't
wife
know. Okay,
brutally
Braden, let
murdered.
me freaking put a big piece of wood in your abdomen and see how well you do.
I mean,
It doesn't matter. This man just saw his wife brutally murdered in the bathroom. There's going to be rage there. There's going to be fucking like, I don't care if you kill me. I'm at least going to try to kill you first. And that's what I at least wanted. I don't care that he got killed. That's fair. But I at least wanted him to like put up a fight as he was getting killed. Like that's
Exactly.
the only thing.
dude just sat there and took it. That's it. I don't care how much of a thing you got in your stomach. Fight.
Probably couldn't
Also,
move.
budgetary purposes might have also restricted that, though. So I'll give it that defense. They didn't have a fight in the budget, so
$5 million's not okay. Yeah, $5 million's not good for 2018. Well, again, it all depends by how you use it. Which I thought they used
But
it
yeah.
well in this movie.
But I mean, I'll agree with everybody here. I think there's a lot of potential here. They do a lot of things really well. They really do. I just wish that some of these things were tweaked a little bit. It could have made this movie It could have made this movie really, kind of a game changer in the genre. Honestly, if just a few things were done well, a little bit better.
Brad, let's make a freaking Strangers fan film in the future. Then
You got it, pal.
freaking do it. Ooh.
This is the worst one of the whole movie.
Oh yeah.
right here,
Okay. Yeah.
I
This is the
fucking-
part that
This
pisses
is-
off
I'm not
Brad.
ready to hear you bitch about this scene.
He should right there unloaded
Literally.
that whole fucking gun.
literally,
He's a kid. He's scared
I
out
don't
of his
care.
fucking mind.
She was literally trying to stab his sister with a knife, and you have a gun pointed at her.
He's a good
Empty it.
kid.
Yes, protect your sister.
He
Fucking
probably
kill
has
her.
the safety on. He probably has the safety on.
There's no safety.
See, he
Or
was
at-
thinking
you know what?
about it.
He should say, "Bam, bitch went down. I'll send you a copy. Blow her away, dude." That's what he should be saying right now.
yeah. No, I'm sorry. If I catch anyone doing shit to my family, they're fucking done. They're done for.
I feel like I could have been in the same situation as Lewis Pullman right there.
Oh, so if somebody's stabbing me, you're not going to blow them away? Thanks a lot, Bert.
Well, after all the shit you gave this movie, I'll let them stab you twice. I'll probably join them. I'll probably join them, Brad.
More blood. You need more blood.
No, man. Canceling movies that are canceling or oh damn, what was the line? Or no, watching TV shows doesn't create serial killers. Canceling them, dude.
It's just little things like that, man. And for what reason? You could have blown her away right there, and it would still be 2-on-2. Like you could still have the rest of the movie. She doesn't really serve that much of a purpose, if I'm not mistaken. For the rest, I think she just get slayed in a minute anyway. Like
later,
you should.
She gets blown away.
You should have just done it there.
How they just climbed into the trailer like that. Hey, one time. You ever climb into a trailer, boy? That shit hurts. I thought I broke a rib. Could you imagine seeing my freaking legs hanging out of a trailer? That shit hurts. So, like, I feel their pain. Every time I watch this, I'm like, I could just feel it in my ribs.
I could just imagine you being a freaking oh shit. Why am I blanking on Brad? What's the chick's name from Halloween 78? Oh, Paul.
Laurie Strode.
No. Oh, Paul.
Annie, come on.
Oh, Annie.
Yeah, Annie. I could just imagine like Destiny pulling an Annie right there.
I'm stuck.
Hey, I got through. I managed. I had a fucking table, and then I had a chair on top of the table because again, short. I can't fucking reach, and it's raining and cold as fuck outside. I thought I was gonna die
too.
And I climbed into a kitchen sink. So then I had to hop over the sink, but I powered through. It was kind of fun. I do recommend y'all trying it at some point. If y'all ever get the chance, you know.
I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't a trailer, but I've been in that exact same position before.
Climbing through it?
Yeah. Oh, into the sink at that.
Into a sink. Coming from the outside or just
coming from the outside into the sink.
Yeah.
Well, not literally going into the sink, but using the sink as a vessel to get into, going over the sink to get in.
Hey, let me get these two comments real quick. First off, Denise, what's going on there, Denise? How are you doing? And then Ben Graham says, what if they make the next movie just an hour-and-a-half pool scene, since that's what everyone likes in this one? Hey, there's a lot more I like about this one, too. We're talking about another great scene. I think that should be recognized just as much as the pool scene, and that's when the truck's on fire. Get our little call back to Christine.
I do think the pool scene, it's definitely my favorite scene. And when people, like how, Braden said, he's not a fan of the movie, but you can at least
that scares me.
Scene. So I love the pool scene, but I do feel like some of the other good moments are overlooked because of that pool scene, because that's all anyone really talks about when this movie's brought up. But I do think there are other scenes that are so good. They just don't, I think, stand out as much, but I think they're still effective.
Yeah, and thing with the pool scene, of course, you get a Total Eclipse of the Heart, which is a perfect music choice for that particular scene. But let's not forget about Making Love Out of Nothing at All, going with that fire truck scene. So I absolutely agree with that.
To be fair, it wasn't a fire truck; it was a truck on fire.
Shut the hell up, Brad. As soon as I said it, I was like, "Oh, Brad's about to make."
I wasn't going to say anything, but I was like.
Yeah, it's like, Destiny, I'm your partner. Yeah, it's like, you're supposed to let me have it.
I know what you meant. And I was going to give it.
I'll give you guys another positive here. This truck busting through this trailer here right now, like we're seeing. I think it's a good thing. I like the setting of this trailer park. I think you don't really have any security in a trailer park. You can go to any one of these buildings. They're not very secure, very thin. Very unstable. You can get in very easy. I like that. There's not a lot of safety out here.
How many horror movies have done a trailer park setting?
This one.
Scream 5.
Scream 5.
Yes.
Scream 5. Dewey lives in a trailer park. See,
I'm talking about the whole movie in the trailer park.
Well, I think there is like a trailer park massacre. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. But I feel like we don't get enough trailers in horror, Hello? give it to the
Yeah,
people
we
that lives in trailers sometimes. So I love
we could-
seeing them. So I'm like, yeah. Scream
we could
5,
use some
I
more
was like,
trailers.
me and you, Dewey, right here. But I love that because I'm like, we don't really see it that often. And like you said, they're not stable. They're not secure. And like Dollface broke down that door. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
not
she just
that
punched right through
hard.
it. And that's
Yeah.
doable. That's not unbuyable. I think that's very something that she could do.
Yeah. So I like that, like you're saying, they're not that secure. So I think we need more trailer park horror movies.
Damn right we do.
We have the Devil's Rejects. That's where Danny Trejo and Dami Dallas Page were having their cookout.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think of more.
See, that's the thing. It's hard to think of more, so that's why I
Texas
appreciate this
Chainsaw?
one for
The remake, they had the tea lady living in the trailer. She was in
Yeah,
there
they
slaying it.
did. Yes, they
Maybe-
did. There's the runner on Shutter. They don't live in like a trailer park, but it is like when they're at the house, it's a trailer, and then there's like an RV that they're living in. So I thought that was cool too.
I thought for a split second you said Arby's for some reason, but
Yes,
you
a
said RV.
trailer, and they also live at Arby's.
Hey, that would be
I
a
love
bad
it too.
situation.
You
That
also
just
have it's
depends
not
how
a
you feel
trailer
about
per se.
Arby's.
It's even more vulnerable than a trailer, but you got the Hills Have Eyes and a camper. Like that's like
Yeah.
you're not safe at all in that
Yeah.
damn thing.
No.
Hell no.
Oh, that movie is so good. I have not seen that in so long.
Well, there you go. We got you a movie to watch over the weekend.
That's fucking scary
Actually-
too. Can you
See,
imagine feeling
right there.
cornered?
Sorry to cut you off, but he should have
No,
fucking swung at her ass right there. I swear to God.
Okay, well,
And he
give
ran
him a
off.
second, buddy.
He's
'Cause
a
All right,
he's
which
kid.
out
what-
too.
Which one is the one that he should have blown away? It was the blonde one, right? The I
It
don't know
was
their names
Dollface.
per se.
Dollface.
Yeah, that's the blonde one, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
I will
here
say
we
in this
fucking
one-
go.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, we gotta stay silent for this one because this is pure magic.
Yeah, this is cool ass. This is a cool ass scene. Everything about this, the music, the lighting, the pool.
This right here.
It's all
Yes.
really good.
There you go.
Oh, dude, that camera work right there was great.
Yes, this is where it comes
I-
together. I like that.
Love this. He fucking gets her, and I love the super fast zoom in on her running, and he fucking swings.
Mhm.
And I like that he's kind of like stunned at like what just fucking happened. Like this
Yeah,
goes straight
'cause
up
he's-
and I hit her, and he double taps.
Yeah,
Now
and
smash
he's
your
just like
fucking
he's
face
never
in.
killed anybody, and he's never killed anybody before, so it's a weird feeling for him.
Smash her face in with that fucking golf club.
Well, he's about to now. Oh
Fuck
no,
yeah.
he
There you go.
stabs
See?
instead.
There you go.
There you go. Now this is good. This
And
is good. I
the
like this.
quiver.
I like this.
Quiver. Okay, and this is probably my favorite shot in like the whole movie. Well, it's about to happen.
That was decent.
And we're
That was
about-
solid.
We're about to get freaking the man in the mask dragging that axe, and that particular camera shot was great too.
That's my
Like that,
favorite
like that too.
Yes.
shot
The
of like,
axe.
the whole movie.
That was so
so
good.
Let's do it for Saul.
I thought you were referring to the pools things, Destiny, so I apologize for stealing that.
Oh no, you're good. I love it.
I love
Yeah, this is dope.
how he freaking responds right here. How does that fucking feel?
Yeah, thank you. I'm finally seeing this rage that I've been wanting to see, man.
Yes, it's so good.
So, well, you're
And they go to
building
the
up
wide
to
shot.
that moment. You're building up to that moment.
Yeah, fuck off. They should have already killed. This should have been the finale. This should have been the finale of the movie right here after he killed
I
the
agree.
blonde one. And then it's the
Brad, you
last
would've
one.
We're at the hour 2 minute mark, folks.
Well, I mean, they could have tweaked some things around, but they should have blown away the blonde one. He just killed the other one, and now it's the last two fighting in a pool together. And then, then you still could have had it play out the same way, where maybe he does actually lose the fight, and then the man in the mask chases the girl around. That would have been really cool.
God, and, plus
the way
this is
the
scary,
music
too,
goes away?
because it's hard to.
Yes,
it sucks
the
to
in
running
and
in the
out.
pool. See how he's trying to run right there? How much that
Yeah,
sucks.
that's pretty scary because you're fucked if you're trying to run in a pool.
Hmm. And then what? Look at all the blood, like getting the water too. Just more beautiful cinematography.
Yeah, I will say
Tremendous.
the red, yeah, with that blue is definitely really,
Beautiful.
really cool. Yeah.
And I love this part. He just fucking looks at him, kind of tilts his head, and just walks away. Just like
Michael
nothing.
Myers.
That's kind of a fuck up on the man on the mask, though. He should have fucking finished the job.
I mean, he
To
kind
be
of
fair,
couple
that is a
steps.
lot of blood.
he's
And you got
just
stabbed
leaving
in the
him,
back.
he's just leaving him in the pool, but I do agree. He's just like, fuck it, he'll drown.
Yeah, it's a hill drown. It's like, dude, I've killed so many people. Like, I know how long it'll take.
But yeah, other than that, no complaints about that scene. That's good filmmaking. That's fantastic.
There we
So,
go. I'm
yeah,
glad we can all at least
yeah.
agree on something.
But how cool would it
Hopefully
have
we
been?
could. Wait,
I
with this
agree. I
comment real
think
quick.
even though I do love the climax, well, I don't. I like the ending of this movie because this is the highlight of the movie. I think it would have been cool to have this closer towards the end, or for it to
Agreed.
even take place as the final showdown. Just because this is the scene everyone talks about, and so I feel like that would be like a really good build up to, such a great scene.
Right.
Or you change nothing other than have him blow away the blonde mask girl earlier. This all plays out the same. The ending plays out the same after this. Because the other one doesn't really provide much of a value after this. If I'm not mistaken, she doesn't do much after this anyway, other than die. So
No,
I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. But
she gets someone else, and then
Yeah. Let me.
I can
say
agree with
this.
that though. She doesn't really. If there's a complaint I have with this, is I feel like it almost relies on the man in the mask a little bit. Like he's like almost
Too
the main
much.
center, and Pinup Girl doesn't have a lot to do with. Like she has that jump scare moment in the tunnel, the scene in the little shop, and then of course her death scene. But that's really it. She's not really up front, and she does more in the first one. I feel like it's
In the
pretty
first one.
equal within the first one with like what they're doing. This I don't feel that way. I feel like the man in the mask, and maybe it's just because he gets certain scenes where it's just him basically.
that's
It
true.
feels like this is more of his movie. She's just kind of lurking in the background for most of the movie. Dollface is just walking around, and then of course
I like
hiding. And I don't like the scene. I think the scene where they're hiding in the trailer, or when she's like in the trailer, they could have done that better. Like that's just like she just so happens to be in that trailer you went into.
I like the
Brad, let me get this
idea
comment
of-
real quick. Sorry.
okay.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let me get the comment real quick. Blu-ray I said Trailer Park Boys is an awesome comedy show. Sorry, I just thought that was funny because that show gets talked about a lot.
I
ahead,
like the
Brad.
idea of it being obviously the brother and sister, they're outnumbered 3-2 at the beginning after the parents get slayed. And then they kill two of them off, and all of a sudden they have the advantage. It's 2-on-1. This guy just got freaking slayed. Then the brother gets kind of stabbed up in the pool, and then now all of a sudden it's 1-on-1. It's like it's your last remaining member going up against the last remaining member. I don't know, something about that's kind of cool. Where did this cop come from anyway? Did they actually get the call off back in the clubhouse a minute ago?
Yeah,
I think
the call
so.
did go through, and then they it got disconnected. But the call did go through, and he said the Gatlin Lake place. So
I'll tell you,
whatever.
We get our original Scream nod right there.
yeah, I was gonna say that's a clear reference to Scream.
Yeah, I like that. That's
Yes.
that's not a bad thing.
And that, oh my god, that seems so painful.
Oh, because
That
the
was
sound
fucking
effects,
stuck.
the sound effect at work is excellent.
Blow her away.
Fuck yeah! See,
Bam!
that's cool shit. I like that. That's some
Now we're
badass.
talking.
Even though I will admit, how does she
Well,
get
you
like a
still
word
alive?
off after just getting shot in the chest? I don't know.
Oh, she'd be deader than shit after getting shot with a shotgun
Exactly.
like that. But
That's another issue I have with this movie is that they make these strangers like fucking supervillains. Like they get up after that shit. Like
Well, you got to remember the rules of a sequel.
Like she'd be dead right now. She wouldn't be crawling on the ground.
Okay,
Deader than
she's not
shit,
even
I would like
crawling.
that.
She's literally just laying there.
He was just moving.
Yeah, but that was a
He-
shotgun at point blank.
He's
She'd be
not.
deader than shit.
I mean, but like, she's not about to fucking stand up. She's definitely about to die, whether or not she's, shot again. Like but yeah, I mean, I've never.
Why not? Having no reason. It's just scary.
Although I
like
do
this
think
wide
Because
shot
You're
there.
Home is scarier. But obviously they can't be
Yeah.
like Because You're Home. Like that's not, to be fair, that's not really their home either. But this is just like you stay here during like the summertime. But I do like the Because You're Home. I think that is definitely a scarier line than Why Not.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I agree.
That shit was crazy. Whenever in the first one, when they had them all tied up and shit at the end, that
Like
was
that big,
fucking-
the big word at the big end. Yeah, perfect. And a funny comment from earlier from Buffer Fluff saying he should have thrown a shark in the pool with him. Only if he had a shark with him.
and a shark with a laser beam on his head.
Sharks with laser beams attached to their heads. But man, yeah, we're about to get in some more goodness here. God, I love this camera
Cool scene
shot.
too. Yeah, I like that. You could tell that these guys actually like they're really good at a lot of the shots. The cinematography.
God, imagine
A lot
if
of
they
that-
had a $10 million budget in this movie.
I mean,
Imagine if they
really, I
had to
don't
fucking-
think they need it. Like they were able
No,
to
they don't.
make this look so well. Like I don't think this movie could have maybe like looked better. Like I think it looks the way it should look.
Not
So,
gonna
I
lie,
love the way it looks. I just think they need to make better writing decisions, and they would have fucking nailed it.
I like that. I did like that shot a lot, like how it started on her and came over and he pulls
Mhm.
up and he just like looks at her. Like
That would be like a really good like Facebook cover photo of them like looking at
Yeah.
each other, or like on Twitter or something. It's a
Or it
good.
could be an
And this
excellent meme or something. But Act Blake, what's going on, man? How are you doing?
At least she's trying. She's trying.
Oh, did I just cut out there for a second?
She's just not.
all
I
I
don't
gotta
know.
say is I hope that this dude has his seatbelt on. Otherwise, you're gonna go and you're gonna hit someone over and over. You might as well have your seatbelt on while doing it.
At the
Yeah,
very
you got to
least.
get buckled up.
Yeah,
And,
I also hope he has good insurance.
yeah.
and just
Like-
like another truck on hand. Like you're just
Another
destroying
truck,
your
yeah.
vehicle.
Yeah.
Another truck's a good
sorry,
call.
real quickly. Destiny, you love this song. Was this the movie that made you love this song?
Yeah, because I hadn't heard of this song until I watched this movie. And then I do what I do whenever I like a song, and it's just listening to it like over and over and over. And I still love this song. I might
Mhm.
still be my favorite song. I don't listen to it as much, but every time I do listen to it, it hits the same. It just makes me happy. So this is probably my favorite song still.
Anyone
Hell
notice
yeah.
What?
that when it was the wide shot of the truck exploding, nobody was in the front seat?
Well, yeah. What, Brady? You actually want to put a stunts man?
No, I'm just saying it was a shot of him sitting there, wide shot. Clearly, you could see him. Nobody's in the front seat. So
Oh,
now
this is so good. Look at this. This is so good. She has
that's
no
cool.
idea.
Yeah, sure. That's cool.
I like the sequence.
We get our Christine moment in here.
Yeah, it's dope as shit. This is a great shot, man. Nice and wide. The way it picks up as the music picks up, this is good shit. This is fantastic.
It's so fucking good.
And he's also
I love
toying with
this
her
part.
too.
The way she like flips around like that, every time I see it, I love the way she turned and the truck's like right there.
And then the score is ramped up even more when that happens. Like, so great. And plus, the man in the mask is playing, like toying with her because she's got that bad leg, so he could have finished her off at any point.
Okay, I'm a
They probably
sucker
should.
for this.
This whole movie is a case of fuck around and find out. That's what all these characters are doing. They should have just fucking finished her off. They should have finished him off.
Or Gory Tiger. We could have put Chad in the truck. Am I wrong?
I mean, that's a really cool shot of her crawling on the street and then the car literally like on fire right behind her.
Yeah, they nailed that, man. They nailed it.
Blu-ray Addict, I'll get your comment at the end of the movie because we're really, really close.
Now the music kind of slows down a bit. Fades out.
And you hear, do you all hear the axe right there just on the ground?
His face is all burnt up and shit. Cool as shit, dude. It's cool as shit.
See, I would have loved to have a burned face man in the mask in a third one.
Ew, look those hands. They look so nasty.
He's all burned up there, bitch. He can't
For real.
freaking kill.
This is the origin story.
Yeah, he
Freddy
can't
Krueger,
work
by the way.
either.
That's kind of crazy. Could you imagine if that was you and all that just happened and he just like fell right there? Be like, what the fuck?
I'd be playing the lottery of how lucky I just got.
I'd certainly get that axe off the ground and hit him in the head with it.
Oh,
Hey,
definitely. His
yeah.
head's coming off.
Yeah, because you always you gotta aim for the head.
Decapitations. Yeah.
Then of course we get our original Texas Chainsaw Massacre nod right here too.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Does she look okay to you?
I thought for a second she got with that swing, like on first watch.
It's a cool homage, though.
Hey, better,
You can
better,
see all,
better, hey, better, better swing.
Yeah, cool homage. I like
I
that.
wish the camera angle was a little bit more like centered, so that way it could have been like a cool one, but I get it. I understand.
Yeah,
and I just remember too, just now, she just left her brother.
I know. I was about to say her brother's fucking dying somewhere, man.
Feeling a little woozy here. But I do love this shot, like with the sunrise coming up. She's just gone through hell.
Almost would have been. Would have made more sense if the brother did in fact die, but she did leave the shit out of him with the axe man.
Well, the Axeman's dead.
Yeah, I mean he was
That's
knocked
so
out. I don't know
fun.
if he was dead. I'm an axe man. Boom, boom.
But like for the new trilogy, I would love for these characters to come back.
I wouldn't be opposed.
Especially Bailey Madison's just kind of like playing off the story that she knows that the man in the mask is still out there and she wants revenge.
Yeah, that'd be a cool story beat.
Oh, you just called me B. Let's talk movies. What's going on, man? How are you doing?
To be fair,
Just
I said that'd be a cool story beat.
can't you not just let me have anything?
Yo, B.
God. Even though I do love the ending right here, how they ended it like with the knock on the door.
Yeah, that's a cool ending too. That's really good for the franchise. I like that. I don't have any issues with that.
And there was another scene that they filmed, but we don't freaking have. And it's that a doctor comes in and like checks on her, and then the man in the mask is there, like behind him.
Dude. Yes, I've seen that actually.
Yeah, you can find an
What's
image of
the
it, but that's it.
Can you clarify the extended cut, the unrated cut? Anything worth it? Is it cool? Is it good? Is it better kills? Like what's the
Really, the only thing that's different is the unrated cut is that there's more CGI blood.
Or CGI blood?
That's it. Like there's actually with the cop, for example, when his like throat gets sliced, there's just more blood that comes out. And I don't there's like an alternate ending, but it's basically that ending but like a little bit longer. Like I don't think it really changes much. And then there's the one that we haven't got on anything. So it's really not that much different. It's not like, anything crazy.
Brad, take those fucking things off.
You did say more blood though, right? There's more blood.
Oh
there's
my
there's
god,
more
take
blood.
them off. We're done with that shit. But guys, that is The Strangers Pray at Night, the sequel to The Strangers. So we're gonna go around the table and give your final thoughts and a movie rating, and then I will get to Blue Ray Addict's question, and then we'll say what's coming up on each other's channels, and we'll just let y'all enjoy the rest of your night. So Destiny, ladies first, overall thoughts and a movie rating.
My overall thoughts is that I love it very much. It is my third favorite horror movie ever. And like I said, I'm aware that it has its flaws. I'm fully aware. And like I said earlier, I didn't like this movie the first time I watched it. I did not like it at all. So a lot of y'all's issues with it, like, yeah, I see that and I get that. And I totally understand that a lot of the writing itself isn't that great. But then I think for me personally, its strengths outweighs its weaknesses. And I think it's just a fun, easy watch. And I always have a good time. And it just reminds me of like the time whenever I first watched it, like till now. So I don't know. I love the movie a lot. And it has my favorite soundtrack for any movie ever. I love the soundtrack. So, and I give it I give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Dope
Um,
soundtrack.
even though, I know it's not a 4.5 out of 5 movie, but to me, it is.
Yeah, it's kind of like your next. I give it a 5 out of 5, but I know it's a solid 4 out of 5. So I totally understand that rating.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Braden, your initial or your final thoughts about the movie and a movie rating.
So I still don't like it, but I will say it's not as bad as I remember it being when I initially watched it. Like, I still think that like I wish that there was better writing. It's got some cool kills, but I also think that they could have, because of how small the body count is, I feel like they could have gotten a little bit crazier with the kills, in my opinion. It's got some solid moments, but overall, I'd say that this is probably like a 2.5 out of 5 for me. Not the biggest fan of it. I love the first one. Not a big fan of this one.
Okay. Brad, did we change your opinion at all, Andy? Do you still dislike the movie? Do you are warming up to the movie more, or do you like this movie now?
No, listen, man. Like I said, I never hated it. I don't despise it. I don't think it's trash. It's not dog shit from a horse's ass by any means. It's fine. It's fun. It's decent. I think it really could have benefited from some better writing at the end of the day. I think there's a lot of really great sequences in this movie where you could really see some moments of brilliance, especially towards the end in that third act. It's a blast. It's fun. Good score. I have an issue with the way they decided to really just kind of try to cash in on that 80s vibe of the era, that late 2010s era where everything, Stranger Things came out and everybody's like, oh, let's do 80s. You can definitely see what they're trying to do there. So I have a problem with that. The writing's the biggest thing that pulls it down for me. And to me, that's really important. They really shy away from suspense and just kind of give you more brutality and jump scares and things like that, which is fine. And again, it's a movie I'll watch here and there, and have a good time with it. But I'd probably give it right there, like a 3 out of 5, where it's always kind of been for me.
Hey, a 3's a good score, so I'll freaking take that. But no, still love this movie. Very easy to watch. I'm a fan of quick horror movies that I can easily watch, and the great. Definitely, I love just the cinematography and the camera shots. Bailey Madison, awesome. And of course, now I actually again respect Lewis Pullman more, especially we did some research on him today. So I appreciate him more now in this movie. So I could put this on at any point and have a great time with it, turn my brain off, and just enjoy what's presented to me on screen. So I'm going to give this movie a 4.5 out of 5 as well. Yeah, just for that big entertainment value, because you are easily entertained in this movie. So, and that is
the third act's definitely the best part. Definitely the best part at the end. The ending is good. The ending is really solid throughout. Leading up to that point is just,
yeah, well, that's your opinion, Brad. That is your opinion. And that's a lot of math. So we'll just leave it with the ratings at that. Let me get Blu-ray Addict's question real quick. Saying off topic, but did you guys see Jenna Ortega is in talks to star in Beetlejuice 2? Yeah, I did saw that earlier. What do you all think about that, guys?
I'll see it, or I'll believe it when I see it. They've been talking about it, Beetlejuice 2, for so long. So until I actually start seeing like real stuff, like, yeah, that's cool, she's in talks, and I would love to see her in it, of course. But until like I start seeing like actual stuff, I'm not gonna really like get my hopes up. But we got a Hocus Pocus too. So I think we still have like a chance to get a Beetlejuice too. I would love to see it. I don't know how well, I don't know. As long as it's still in the same vein of the first one, I would love to see it.
Hell yeah. And I agree with that. Like until we get an official report versus just rumor talk, yeah, that's when I'll take it more seriously. Braden, your thoughts?
I'm kind of in the same boat. I think that once we get more like, because I remember sharing some things like honestly 2 years ago now that Beetlejuice 2 was officially moving forward, and I've kind of been waiting on updates for that, but there hasn't been anything yet. So that's like the first news report I've seen of it, and it's that Jenna Ortega is in talks for it. And I think that that's a perfect casting choice. That's going to be the route that they decide to go with. Like apparently she's been offered a role in the movie, which would be awesome. But I need to see an official, like, okay, we're going into production type of thing before, moving forward. But it does make sense though, right? Because Tim Burton, right? Like, it makes sense that Jenna Ortega is being eyed for that. I feel like that fits her perfectly. So
yeah, and they got that relationship from the Wednesday show. So yeah, absolutely. Like it makes all the sense in the world. Brad, your thoughts about that?
I totally agree, man. I'd be all about it. I think if she's there, I'm there. It's that kind of deal, man. So yeah, I think that would be great if it pans out, and I could totally see her being the daughter of Winona Ryder. That's the character she's been pinned for, right?
That's
like,
what I was thinking.
I could totally see that. So I'd be all about it.
Hell yeah. So let me check the chat. I think we are good on the chat. So let's go ahead and wrap things up. Destiny, we'll start with you. Anything coming up like you being on people's channels or anything like that?
Fear Freaks next week. We're talking about Scream 6.
Yeah.
That was my bad, honestly. So Scream 6 next week. And then I'll be back over here on Thursday. We're going to be doing a follow-up on our Scream 6 predictions, right? That's what we said?
Yep, that's correct.
Which I'm very excited about because some of us did well. So I'm excited about that. And then on the 19th, Back from the Dead.
Hell yeah. So more Destiny to come on Good Real Hunting. She's pretty much almost practical like part of the family at this point, but we always enjoy having her on, and we appreciate her giving up her time just to be on this channel. So we always appreciate you for that. And of course, we also appreciate Braden for helping on this channel. Again, you are a lifesaver just to help Brad here instead of a 2-on-1 assault. You help balance the playing field. But Brian, what do you got coming up? Like particular videos or anything like that?
Right now we're pretty much in the Scream talk. I mean, Scream 6 just came out. I just finished covering all of the Scream movies and everything. Obviously, Destiny announced that we've got our spoiler chat coming up this Wednesday, which I'm definitely excited to dive into a little bit more. But really right now it's just a lot of Scream stuff. I'm going to be doing a Scream ranking, which should hopefully be out by Monday. Just kind of giving my overall thoughts and everything. I did share my ranking like from my tweet in my community section, but I want to do a video to kind of talk about why they're ranked a certain way, right? And then I already got a Scream 7 theory video in mind because I know that they're potentially aiming at going into production later on this year for that. So it hasn't been greenlit yet, but
you know it will.
Something tells me, because Bloody Disgusting just shared earlier, that it's on track to break another franchise record for biggest opening for a Scream film. So I guarantee you it'll be announced in like, I'd say, what are we in? March 10th? I'll say early April it'll probably be announced. Maybe sooner. But that's pretty much it. Just Scream content and whatever else I decide I want to talk about. Oh, and the Spider-Man. We have the Spider-Man coming up. We're talking about Shazam on Monday night.
Yes, to get ready for the new movie of Shazam Theory of the Gods. So I'm looking forward to hopping on with you, Chris, on that Monday. That would be a normal time of 8 o'clock Eastern time. And then, Brad, let's, I know I had the scrolling thing at the bottom, but still, let's give some people like what's coming up on our channel. We did have to move our Scream 6 spoiler to Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern time. This will be a full-on spoiler stream, so we could talk about all the goodness that is Scream 6, so you can get me and Brad's thoughts about what we love about the movie, what we didn't like about the movie. And then, Brad, what are we doing after that?
Dude, hey, I tell you what, we're gonna be ranking that franchise from worst to best.
Yeah, absolutely we will. And then we got some other video like stuff in mind. We got a Child's Play remake and Megan slash it out. We've already recorded it. I just got it loaded up and I'll drop that as soon as possible. So that is coming up. And also, Brad, we also have a little surprise announcement on March the 17th.
We do. Yeah, man. So keep an eye out for that. It's gonna be really exciting, actually. Really. Yeah, man. St. Patty's Day. It's going to be big. It's going to be huge.
Absolutely. And Destiny mentioned already that we're bringing her back on for the post-Scream results and maybe like a little Q&A about Scream 6 too. It depends on how much time it takes to go over the predictions. But still, we're going to hang out and do that. And that would be next Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern time. And Destiny also mentioned Back from the Dead. We got a pretty good selection of movies to talk about that has horror movie anniversary. Guess what? We'll talk about The Strangers Pray at Night some more on that particular one, along with some other solid entries, and that would be on March the 19th at noon Eastern time. And then trying to think if there's anything else. I think we're good.
I think so too. I think we're in a good shape.
All right, absolutely. And if you're watching after the fact, what do you all think about The Strangers Pray at Night? Do you agree? Are you on the side of me and Destiny that you really enjoyed this movie, or even love this movie? Or yeah, as Brad is just alluding to right there, are you on Team Brad and Braden and you dislike the movie? Let us know in that comment section. And real quickly, let me give you the results in the poll of the chat. Real quick, 89% of people of 27 votes chose Team BrettMan and Destiny that they liked the movie. So suck it, Brad and Braden.
Where did they get this 35%? That's what I've been wondering. I don't know what this 35% is on Rotten Tomatoes. I swear it's everybody here. I don't get it.
It has not been accurate. 2018. It's a 2018 hate team, and then now this movie is just getting the respect that it deserves. But we're done talking about it. So, Brad, how can they find us?
If y'all want to help us find a good reels, our description, our links for all of our social medias are down in the description down below. So check those out for sure. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So everybody, we are going to go ahead and log out for the night. Brad and Destiny, thank you so much for hanging out with us for The Strangers Pray at Night, talking about it 5 years old. So if you couldn't watch with us, definitely watch it sometime this weekend so you can celebrate its anniversary. So we're going to get on out of here, and we will see you all Tuesday for our next live stream.